I find myself at orgasmic levels of happiness when I'm alone, away from people, and working on my top secret projects. To me, that is sex. Greetings and welcome to my official rant series on why things suck. In this video, I'll actually hit on a topic that is supposedly sensitive to most people. Or maybe not. Either way, I'm a rant about why sex is fucking pointless. And yes, this coming from someone who has had zero sex and am a fucking proud prude, #asexual baby. So, you may say that I'm not a sex expert, but there's one thing I know I am good at, and that is understanding what makes people tick. First up, sex has a lot of dancing around and expectations. Either the guy or the girl has some kind of expectation as to how it has to go down. Which, come on, you know you already have a lot of expectations placed upon you by your mother, your father, your cat, your dog, your sister, your life, your work, and even yourself. So why tack on a needless burden on yourself when trying to fuck someone when you could just ease yourself? No pressure, no pain, no whiny girlfriend. Just relieve yourself in your own bathroom with your imaginary celebrity superstar, and that's it. Trust me, it takes only less than a minute if you're really good, and with zero expectations and zero disappointments. Secondly, sex is really truly only for procreation, otherwise it's completely useless. Okay, sure, some of you may argue that sex is pleasurable, blah blah blah, but let's think about it for a second. There are also other things that are equally pleasurable, that takes less time, less mess, and less fuss. For me, I don't know, maybe there's things like my goals, my work. Okay, so maybe some of you may not find your work pleasurable, but there's also the gym, dancing. To me, dancing's like sex to me. Or more normal, common people's pleasures like eating cake, watching TV, playing video games, or hey, even jerking off by yourself. Look, all I'm saying is that there are other ways to get that high of orgasm without unnecessary ties and one-night stands that are cheaper and perhaps even for some more beneficial for your mental and emotional well-being, like going to the gym, for example. Next, sex is an act that depends on the other person to please you. In other words, you are placing your momentary and fleeting high and satisfaction in the hands of another man or woman. Like, what happened to taking that into your own hands, literally? This goes hand in hand with the other reason or expectations. You two could be in a perfect relationship until you enter the bedroom where one or the other fails to perform or underperforms. Then what? Hence, if you really take your own high that seriously, then you really gotta take it into your own hands. Enough with the fucking, it's pointless. Only you know how to do yourself justice. It only saves you time and disappointment. Finally, you are better off channeling your sexual energy into meaningful pursuits. Again, my personal opinion here, but I find myself at orgasmic levels of happiness when I'm alone, away from people, and working on my top secret projects. To me, that is sex. Because you see, sex is entirely relative. You could be f***ing with your work, your gym routine, or your diet, and the best part of it all is that you have 110% control over those aspects, not dependent on any failure of a sex partner at all. Plus, no strings attached, still. And seriously, unless you're with the person of your dreams, the less you focus on pointless f***ing and more on your goals, ambitions, and life's missions, the more you'll attract that hot chick you want to bang, or that powerful godlike of a man you want to f*** for days. Then, sex ain't so pointless then, innit? So yeah, become the ultimate version of yourself. Then pursue useful sex that's not pointless and a waste of your time. Now again, this is by no means an exhaustive list. So if you can find any more reasons why sex is pointless, please go ahead and comment on this video below. Okay, so not sure what kind of solutions to offer here in support of my case of sex being pointless, but I can definitely offer some suggestions on how to channel all that sex into productive means. So here goes. Alright, so you're probably here because you are looking to either break your sex addictions, learn how to channel your sexual energy into meaningful pursuits, or because you're bored and just watching this video for the sake of it. Either way, as someone who has no inkling or desire at all to screw around, I can most definitely advocate for the usefulness of channeling sexual energies into useful activities such as work, for example. Firstly, after browsing through a ton of articles and opinions on this, the one factor that was synonymous across the board was mindfulness. Put yourself in a deliberate state of physical and existential awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings, and allow your mind to release those sexual thoughts. Now, it might be tough first if you're a sex addict or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't know, but personally, I do have to say I've never had to do this. Being asexual and all, I just don't think about sex at all, so I can't exactly relate here. However, give mindfulness a shot. It seems to work for most people with other issues outside of sex, so you'll be surprised. Next, you could also hit the gym every time you feel like f***ing. Now, this also works for people who are always aggressive, angry, or homicidal and feel like killing someone. So whenever you have the impulse or urge to want to go on Tinder or whatever app to hook up, all you need to do is have enough self-awareness to catch yourself in the act, put the phone down, and get yourself into the gym whilst your energy is all boiling and riled up. You're probably wondering, easier said than done, right? Well, let's put it this way. Would you rather hook up with someone and get wasted for the whole day and have to deal with that other person you just f***ed for a while and lie in bed like a lazy ass hat? Or go to the gym, add some progress to your gains to make yourself feel and look good, to then get the best chick or man you can bang? Personally, I go to the gym. Less mess, more productive, and better release of my energy for my body, honestly. Now, the next solution to breaking out of those crazy sexual thoughts is something I would like to call code switching, which I would define as a deliberate shift of attention to something else. Now, I know code switching is also known in the terms of accents, but besides that, so for example, you watch The Wolf of Wall Street and maybe it's the scene where Margot Robbie comes out naked. Now your ding-dong or your pussy, whichever you prefer, starts getting wet. Now what? Well, code switch. Catch yourself in the act and be aware of your body. Then deliberately shift your attention to something more pleasant. Perhaps that nice silver Ferrari you always wanted, or that delicious bowl of oats or cereal or pizza. You get the picture. Shift the energy and body intensity to those thoughts instead, and you'll find your next steps or actions would then be focused on somehow attaining those items you thought about. In this case, if it was the Ferrari, you'll take the necessary steps to earning more money to get that Ferrari, etc., etc. Which then leads to the final solution for now, removing all traces and sources of sex and sexual stimuli. Now, personally for me, to be very blunt, I don't watch porn. I don't see pics of naked people, and the only way I could possibly be sexually aroused is if I do it to myself physically. So that might work for you, too, where you should go ahead and remove all traces of potential stimuli, get rid of that porn you downloaded and use it to download software or ebooks instead. Software legally, by the way. Trash all those naked pics you saved, work on your own body and then jerk off to yourself instead. I mean, really, it's all in the perspective. Change your motivation and environment, and then you change your life. Personally, this really isn't a problem or issue since, being asexual, I really don't think about sex that much. Or at all, actually. But I figured that these suggestions could be useful to those who are seeking to improve their lives and not be so addicted to something as pointless and useless as sex. Like really, it adds zero value to your own self-improvement and growth. Zero. So there you have it. This is why sex is pointless. If you're serious about not being so drawn into sex all the time and wanting to make something productive of your time, then don't hesitate to be ruthless in removing all possible sources and traces that could aggravate your sexual impulses or appetite. Refocus and transmute that libido into doing something productive instead, like going to the gym or working on yourself or refocusing your energy and attention on your goals and ambitions. So this pretty much is the final episode that wraps up this series or season, depending on how well it goes, of the Why Official Rant series. Now, as my final parting away gift, I encourage you to think for yourself and ask yourself these questions for the last time. Do you believe sex is totally overrated and pointless? If so, how do you use your sexual energy in your day-to-day activities? Or do you just f*** and that's it? Go on, share your stories and thoughts below. But no spam. Unless of course you want to rant about how you agree or disagree with me, on the value of sex, then yes, by all means, please go ahead. Alright, so this is it for now. We've come to the end of this rant. Now, if you had fun and had a good laugh or learned something new today, then please like this video by poking the like button. And if you like a lot of my videos, then perhaps it actually makes much more sense and it makes it easier for yourself to subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button and ringing the little notification bell for updates. Now then, this is Vicki Lau, signing off.